Hello, my name is Barbara Levin. Welcome to our first edition of Abortion is Healthcare. I'm sorry that my partner in crime, Dee Manny, is not available this week, but you'll see her in the future. That song was by the wonderful Malvina Reynolds, called Back Alley Surgery, and it was written in 1972, 1 year before Roe v. Wade in 1973. And that's the reason we're here today, particularly to celebrate Roe on January 20th, as we do every year. One of the major reasons for this forum is to give you a recap of the most significant issues facing the pro-choice world. On December 30th, Argentina became the largest and only Latin American country to legalize abortion. We are joined by Ed Gogol, who is a volunteer for the Northwest Suburban chapter of the National Organization for Women Now. Coming up in the next Illinois State Senate is SB State Bill 1594, which is Repeal the Forced Parental Involvement Law. And on January 20th, 2021, which is the anniversary of Roe, we're going to be celebrating that with an event sponsored by Northwest Suburban Now, and that is a webinar at 7 p.m. Central Time, and Ed is going to tell us a little about that.
Thank you, Barbara. Wonderful to be here. Illinois is an island of support for abortion rights, reproductive choice, reproductive justice, and given the situation in the country, that's incredibly important. We have some wonderful laws that we've been able to pass in the last year or two that basically established abortion as a right in Illinois. The last thing we really need to do from a legislative point of view is to repeal this horrible law that it basically requires that if you're a minor and you want to get an abortion and you go to a clinic, the clinic has to notify a parent or other guardian. If for whatever reason you feel that you can't have your parent or guardian be notified, there's a thing called judicial bypass, and you go before a judge and you explain why. And it's interesting because the vast majority of these cases where young women go before judges, of course the judge agrees and says yes. The reality is the vast majority of young women who are pregnant who want an abortion do tell their parents or their guardian. They do involve them in this decision. The ones that don't, there are it's really, really sad stories. I mean, the most common thing you'll hear is, my father would kill me or my parents would kill me. Sometimes they're speaking metaphorically. Sometimes they're speaking literally. They're literally afraid of being hit. They're afraid of being kicked out of the house. They're afraid of being shamed or humiliated. I think it's a very sad thing in our society that there's so much prudishness around sex. I think that's why there is so many cases. That's one of the biggest reasons why teen girls get pregnant when they don't want to, because of the prudishness that surrounds sex and sex ed. But whatever, I mean, the point being is that this requirement that if you can't tell a parent, then the only alternative is to go before a judge. It shames, it humiliates, it destroys confidentiality. You might meet someone why is she going to the courthouse in the middle of the day? Well, it's obvious she's pregnant. And it's not necessary. So we have we have this program. It's coming up on Wednesday, January 20th, 7 o'clock. If you go out to our website, nwsubnow.org, you'll see the link to the program. You'll see the link to the registration on Eventbrite. We've put together a very sizable coalition that's co-sponsoring this event. We're going to have 2 attorneys who are really experienced with helping girls with this judicial bypass. So I think we're going to have some incredible stories. We are also expecting, it's not confirmed yet, but we're expecting to have some very prominent politicians join in on this. So it should just be a fascinating event. Really hope people come on in and it's very important that people do come to this. It's very important that people contact their state legislators because it's not an obvious thing. Often the immediate reaction was, well, my God, I'm the parent. I'm responsible for this underage person. Of course, I should know about her medical care. This is an exception to this rule. This is really a case of the greater good. This law harms them. If they could tell their parent, they would.
We will link this here below. And also, it is currently linked on both the Toby's Fund for Women's Health website and the McHenry County Citizens for Choice website. And I will be there, and we're definitely encouraging everyone to be there. Thank you so much, Ed. Really appreciate this.
You're very welcome, Barbara. Thank you. The gratitude is mine.
Thank you. Well, thank you. That's it for our first edition of Abortion is Healthcare, sponsored by McHenry County Citizens for Choice and Toby's Fund for Women's Health. I'm Barbara Levin. I want to thank our guest, Ed Gogol. We'll see you on the 20th for that event. And next time, we'll be joined hopefully by you and also by Dee. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Supreme Court sits in Washington. Everyone a mother's son. Women's fate is lost and won. Behind that heavy door, the justices preside in noble ease. None of them ever suffers pregnancies.